These are some of the best settings that will help you last longer than 10 seconds in Apex. For the first setting, Interact Prompt Style, keep this setting on compact because it will reduce the visual clutter you see on your screen while you're busy stealing the loot that was pinged by your teammates in the first place. For crosshair damage feedback, keep this to off if you want to focus on your target better, and don't worry, you can still see the armor they have when you shoot them because that will be the last thing you see when you get eliminated. For damage numbers, keep this to stacking so you can see the total damage you did on an enemy instead of seeing the damage floating all around your screen. This also helps you to focus in on the target better. Weapon auto cycle. This setting has to be on so the game will switch guns automatically for you when the gun runs out of ammo. How easy is that? And what else do you need help with? Some configs on Steam maybe? Auto sprint. This is a personal preference, but just keep in mind that when you use auto sprint, there is a slight delay when you unholster your gun and start shooting because the sprint is always on when you move forward. Taking damage closest death box. This setting has to be off because how many times have you uninstalled Apex just because an enemy interrupted your looting? Performance display. Put this on because in case your game starts acting up, the info from this option can be useful to determine if it's the game or your internet connection that's lagging behind. For reticle, my personal preference is the red and the white reticle because I seem to aim better with these color options, and it's a personal preference at the end of the day. So choose what suits you because you're gonna hot drop and die in 10 seconds anyway, so yeah. Moving on to the mouse and keyboard settings. If you are a movement player and if you want to be better at movement, keep jump to scroll wheel down and move forward to scroll wheel up. This will help you in your tap strafe mechanics. And for the super glide, make sure your crouch key is set to C so you can press C and space key with your thumb finger easily to initiate the super glide. The other input settings are personal preference, so do what you like with it. Coming to the controller settings, keep this one setting to the max and you're set for life. Moving on to the video settings, keep the FOV at 110 so that you get the maximum info on your screen. If you like aiming better than movement, then you can keep it at a range within 90 to 100 so it's a bit zoomed in and your aim will be a bit better. Brightness, keep this a bit above 60% so you can see better in dark places of the map. For sprint wave shake, keep this setting to a minimal so your screen doesn't shake too much. Keep the FOV ability scaling disabled so the game doesn't change the FOV automatically when you use certain character abilities. NVIDIA Reflex. Use enabled here because I was experiencing unstable FPS when this setting was kept on plus boost, so keep it on enabled. For texture streaming budget, if you keep this off, your game will look like a potato. If that is what you want to get more FPS, then it's all good. But in reality, very low to very high setting are the same because there is no much visual difference. It's like the textures are high even if the setting is in low. The other settings, as you can see here, can be lowered except for model detail and ragdolls because I love to see my opponents die with insane animations and with HD resolution. There's a Steam launch option which you can use to reduce the blood splatter on your screen when you eliminate enemies. So just copy this code and paste it in your Steam launch options. If you want to improve your input latency in-game, I suggest you try out this software called a CRU to make your monitor run at its true refresh rate all the time. I will leave a link in the description below so you guys can watch that tutorial, and it's well explained in that video. But do note that every monitors are not the same, so try out this method at your own risk. I have personally used this method and found that it has improved the responsiveness overall, so I suggest you to give it a go. If you want to improve your digital vibrance of your game, you can do it in two ways. First method is by using NVIDIA color settings, but the problem here is that it changes the vibrance of your desktop too. So I prefer the second step, where you can download this simple software called as Vibrance GUI, where you can set the vibrance of the game and desktop manually and separately. So once you open the software, just check all these three options so the software starts automatically when you reboot your PC. And this setting right here, it changes the Windows vibrance. And if you want to add a game manually, just click on add. And if you don't find your game over here, just click on add manually, and then just find your game and click on open, and then just double tap on the icon and just move the slider up and down to adjust the vibrance accordingly, and then click on save and you're done. And don't worry, it's not taxing on your PC. And if it is, please get a new PC. So that's it for the video. And if you guys still think that I die in 10 seconds, then you guys have to check out this video.